people who know me and care enough to watch this shit on the regular or occasional, you motherfucker, I hope you die in a fucking fire. Unfortunately, you'll probably take me with you with that shit driving. Why, you may be asking, did I choose to record while driving? Mystery to me. I don't know at this point. Seriously, that fucker shot out of a parking lot between traffic. Like there was no traffic that could possibly kill him or her, or what gender exactly is dumbass? Probably all of them. Anyway, I am about to be taking the Rip Van Winkle Bridge because I like paying tolls and I like driving far. Okay, only one of those is true. I love tolls, like, oh my god. Upstate New York in winter. It is certainly an actual physical location on this planet. Fuck. Please turn off at the next turnoff. Just, oh god, this guy's probably gonna go on the bridge ahead of me and cause some kind of 20-car pileup in the actual river. Yay! I get to die on the Rip Van Winkle today. It's awesome. It's great. Jesus Christ, why did I start recording this shit if all I was gonna do was fucking complain? Oh! Yeah, I guess updating, because I really don't do that, I guess, as much as I should. Hudson and Caro. Oh, yeah! Alright, now we are heading somewhere, and that asshole's not in front of me anymore. Okay, yeah. Past few months, since, like, I guess the middle of the summer. So, what have I been doing? I recently, well, not recently, but super kinda, yeah, recently. I've been wondering for a while, for the past few years, if I might be on the spectrum. I don't want to go to the Thruway. I would like to go to the Rip Van Winkle, which is the opposite of the Thruway. Mini Cooper? What is this, the Italian job? Anyway, so yeah, been wondering for a while now. And over this past summer, since Elijah McClain was murdered by the cops, he was a kid who was clearly neurodivergent. I am not going to diagnose him if nobody else diagnosed him as being on the autistic spectrum. I shouldn't be the one to do that. The only degree I got is for advertising, so I guess I can't really, But anyway, let's see. Make sure I'm going where I'm going. Yes, indeed. Rip Van Winkle Bridge. So ever since then, cops kill this kid because he went to his local store in a face mask to get some snacks. And the thing is, he had the face mask on even though it was warm because his face gets really cold. And I think it's worth noting that folks on the spectrum can have hyposensitivity or hypersensitivity to their environment, to things you touch and smell and see and hear. So, I keep forgetting. Toll, one moment. Okay, there's a straight up dime floating around this car. Here, actually, since I'm going across the bridge and it's all scenic and shit, let me see if I can switch video. I probably can, but I shouldn't because I'm driving and I'm already doing a bunch of shit you shouldn't, do for safety's sake when you're driving. Hudson River, you know what it looks like? A fucking river with trees on either side. Good. So anyway, tall guy was really cute. Not fuckable cute, not to me because, but, I'd like to draw him. His face was very interesting. He seemed terribly bored. I can understand. Seriously, where did that dime go? Oh, there it went! Wow. I like it when I ask a question and it gets answered, and I should not be doing 60 across the bridge, because that's how you wind up with 6 warning shots in your face. Anyway, so Elijah McClain, dead. Cops murdered him because he had on a face mask and it was warm, but he reportedly, like, his face and hands and shit would get super cold even when it was warm. And I think he was on the spectrum. I can't diagnose that, but he was definitely neurodivergent. And even as these cops are, like, tackling him and pinning him, he's freaking the fuck out because he's being tackled and pinned. And, nobody likes that, but probably neurodivergent people don't deal with it as well as other people do, and no one deals with it well at all. They pinned him, and they gave him, I can't even remember what the fuck they gave him, to calm him down. They had EMTs give him a shot of some kind, and it basically stopped his heart and killed him. But even as they're killing him, he's saying, I'm special, I'm not doing anything wrong, please. And he's like, he is clearly someone who is not up to some shit, is what I'm saying. And he's freaking out, and they're laughing. And there was video of them after his murder, like a week after, that they took and then shared because they're fuck stupid as well as being evil. And they're laughing about his murder and making fun of it and, like, I guess doing pantomime and shit. It is inhuman. I was going to say disgusting, but... And human beings are disgusting. We are. I don't exempt myself or anyone. It's our lot to strive, to be more than just disgusting animals. But, I probably should have turned off there. I don't really want to be on 23. I really, really just wanted to... fuck. No, I did not want to fuck. I did want to swear, apparently. Anyway, so yeah. These pigs killed this kid, and I say kid, he was 23, but if you've ever seen a picture of him, and let me note, which I cannot yet get over, that he used to spend his spare time in animal shelters playing violin for cats so they wouldn't feel so sad and alone, for, unhomed animals, so that they would feel less lonely and less sad and less scared. And this is who the cops murdered. So, anyway, since then, it's really just, I don't know, autism has been on my radar for a while, and that just put everything in the fucking overdrive. And, I've been talking with my counselor, and I've always wondered, but I never really dipped into any of the any of the traits. I'm going to call them traits and hallmarks, because I don't consider neurodivergence a disorder, So, it's not restless leg syndrome. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum. There are certain markers that I have where they're like, like shit like alexithymia. I score extremely high on not knowing how to describe what I feel, even to myself. Big shocker there. Like, I'm always the last to know that I'm, like, fucking angry or sad, or happy, I'm the last person to know. Other things like aphantasia, I don't know what I would score on any kind of scale. I do have a mind's eye. It's just that it's not especially active. When people say, picture a thing, of course I don't picture that thing. I don't need to picture a horse to know what the fuck a horse is. If somebody really wants me to, I can, but why? It's not even a workout for my imagination. It's not like, use the muscle or lose it. But, yeah. So, I have a mind's eye, but it is rather inactive. So, I guess I'm heading to the Taconic. I've never driven the Taconic Parkway. This doesn't seem like the best day to do it. It's gray and it's nasty. And it's Christmas Eve. That's a day some shit happens. There is seriously something wrong with the gear shifty thingy in my car. So if you can even, hear me, yeah, I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm not, revving the engine like some kind of 1950s greaser. That's just the sound this car makes. And if you really want to hear it get loud, I'll shift it into the lower gear, and then that'll be all you hear for this video. And that would probably be a relief. This voice, it takes the pain off Buicks. Anyway, haha, Kowalski chiropractor. I'm not laughing for any reason. I just love seeing Kowalski. It makes me think of Due South. Ray K. Anyway, wow, that bird is daring. I have run over a flying bird more than once. I'm just saying, it's not like I'm proud of it. I'm, just don't be fucking stupid. Don't run or fly in front of a car, that's all. It's not like genius level mathematics. Anyway, I almost just ran over a bird. I mean, that's just some shit I have done. Not on purpose. You never really think that bird's not going to get the fuck out of the way. Sometimes they don't get the fuck out of the way. That's life, I guess. Get out of the way or get run over. Anyway, though you really wouldn't think it would apply to something that's in the sky. It's not like, there's a lot of clouds with tread marks in them that we know of. Anyway, so yeah, alexithymia. I got real high on not knowing what the fuck my body is doing. I scored really high on this online test that, it's not the be-all, end-all. I always say this about online tests, whether it's the stupid, sorting hat tests or anything else. If you've taken more than one and you get about the same score every time, it may not be a diagnosis, but hey, it could point you maybe in the right direction. So I scored on this alexithymia test. I don't know what the median is, or rather, I don't remember. I scored 169, and that seems high to me. I mean, I know it's high for IQs. I don't know what my IQ is. Yes, I do. It's high. So, yeah, aphantasia, again, I have a mind's eye, but it's not especially active. And when I write, adding details like, and the couch was blue and it had a red and black polka dot throat like a ladybug. I actually have a checklist of shit that, it literally says, what does it sound like? What does it smell like? What's everybody's hands doing? Is it chilly? That kind of thing. And it's this checklist of spatial and physical markers that I have, and when I finish a story, I reread it several times going over that list to make sure I have added enough detail that people can tell where I'm going with this shit, It's like, yeah. And it turns out the murder weapon was the piano. Wait, there was a piano in that room? Are you even inside? Yes, I'm inside, and there's a piano. So, yeah. I don't know where the fuck the Taconic goes, but I'm about to find out. I'm heading down this motherfucker. Taconic State Parkway. Route 82, if anybody's curious. So, that's what I do when I write, and I don't know if it's made my writing better, worse, or if it's just some, lateral moves, but I don't necessarily have an active mind's eye. It doesn't automatically kick into gear when someone says, picture this, picture that. I'm like, I don't know what a mile looks like. I know that it's farther than I care to walk, and I can drive it in 3 seconds if there's no traffic. What more do you want from me? So, I have this checklist so that I can add things in, and as I go along, it's like, what's the character's hand doing? How far are they away from, the table? Is there a gun? Chekhov's gun. Because you can't add that last minute and then be like, yeah, there was a gun there all along. Why is your imagination so shitty? So, yeah, I have that kind of checklist, but I don't see pictures in my head automatically when I'm writing or when people describe stuff. I don't do maps very well. I can do voice instructions or written instructions. I don't need to picture a thing. I just need to know how to read, and I'm very good at that. So, that's, So, there's a whole bunch of things that I didn't realize. I either didn't realize was, not common, or I thought it was something everybody did. That's the story of my life. So anyway, I've been diagnosed with several things over the years. There are probably people who know me who are like, oh, is this another diagnosis, Beetle? And it's kind of like, yeah, but this one's different, and here's why. I have been diagnosed with several things. Bipolar, BPD, PTSD, and the PTSD, at least, I'm pretty sure is spot the fuck on for reasons I'm not going to go into because nobody wants to hear that. A few other things, ADHD, generalized anxiety disorder, and so I wasn't looking for another diagnosis. What I was looking for was an umbrella diagnosis, a unified field theory of me. Why do I have this collection of specific things? Did I just get them all randomly because of shitty upbringing, shitty world, whatever, because I just am built that way? There has to be an explanation. These things do not happen in this pattern without there being some kind of overlying theory or unified field theory of me. And that's why this feels, different. As far as diagnosis goes, I can't afford that test, and my insurance will not cover that because I am an adult, very much beyond the age of childhood. So it's not going to cover that shit. So I'm going to probably have to do with self-diagnosis, because I'm not spending close to $1,000 on a test to tell me something that I'm already pretty sure about. So, but that's why this feels different. This self-diagnosis, even though it's self, it feels like a unified field theory. Sorry, I spit a little. I have a cough drop in my mouth, and it's like just making my nose and my mouth run. But it's a unified field theory of me, you know. And for the record, I don't think all of my other diagnoses were necessarily spot on. For instance, there are a lot of women on the spectrum, assigned female at birth people like me. I am not female. Well, I guess, you know, my bits are, but why does anybody want to talk about those? Gender-wise, I'm agender, not non-binary, agender. I don't got one, don't want one, don't need one. That's that. But yes, definitely assigned female at birth. And a lot of assigned female at birth people, they wind up getting misdiagnosed with things that are not autism, when in fact they are on the spectrum. And they get a lot of assigned female at birth people get diagnosed later in life. It's a real thing. So, you know, I'm not sure that I have borderline personality. I mean, I am certifiable, and I sometimes have weird empathy issues where I've either got none or all of it, and that's fucking nuts, and I don't like it. But I think that was a bit of a misdiagnosis. I think the bipolar actually is spot on, because that is a common comorbidity with people on the spectrum. And I do have insane mood swings. Thing is, though, none of my, when I was doing meds, which I have not been medicated for several years, surprise, but I'm not currently medicated. And when I was doing meds, the only thing that helped at all in terms of allowing me to function in my average day without flipping my shit for dumb shit reasons was my mood stabilizer. I was on Abilify at the time. I had to get off it because after 7-8 years on it, I became diabetic. That shit raises your blood sugar like nobody's business. I was not close to diabetic when I started on it, but I had to get off of it, and I couldn't even be on it at the lowest dose because it literally shot my blood sugar up so high that my nurse practitioner was like, fuck, let's not do this. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. I would not like to lose limbs. So yeah, that was the only thing that worked for me, and that was because it tamped down all of my moods. Like, I remember when I first started taking it, you know, it was like I wanted to kill myself for a while, because it's like having a cotton batting that's been soaked in like boredom or water or both, and having that wrapped around your emotions and your perceptions. So it would be like, I mean, unmedicated me in terms of, you know, the bipolar shit, I am manic. I have been for most of my life. Like, I don't know if that is a correct thing to say, but I've only experienced one major depression. It lasted for 6 months, January to June of 2016. But most of my life I've been manic. So to not be manic to me feels like depression, or it did until I actually had my first major depression. And I was like, fuck me. That shit wasn't depression. This is depression. It is gray, and I have no impetus to do anything whatsoever, even kill myself. Like, even killing myself was just too much work and consideration and figuring shit out. It was just easier to lay in bed and stare at that one spot on the wall. It was entertaining. Occasionally there was a spider. So, yeah. But I've been manic for most of my life, and it's weird. After being on a mood stabilizer, once I was on it, people were like, are you sad? Oh my God, are you tired? And it's like, no, this is just me not being as manic as I have been for 30 years. And it was just kind of weird from the inside too, because again, I'm not used to not feeling things. so keenly about everything. Like, I'm not used to being indifferent about things, you know? I'm not indifferent about saltine crackers. I have very definite viewpoints and feelings on those motherfuckers. They're awesome. Are you nauseous? Are you bored? Are you peckish? Would you like to have a bit of salami, but it feels weird to have it by itself? You need a fucking saltine cracker. Enjoy. So I have opinions on everything, and I have very strong feelings, and being on a mood stabilizer was like not having those things. So, I mean, it wasn't as bad as the depression was. That shit was, that was next level. I would sooner kill myself than live through 6 months of that again. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. If I knew that was coming up, I'd be like, get me a fucking sharp-edged, I don't even care. Anyway, so yeah, all these things, the bipolar, the anxiety, the PTSD, and the weird thing is, oh shit, I guess we're getting that storm. Well, fuck it. It's probably not going to be bad until I get back on my side of the river. Damn yous, weather! So yeah, the PTSD, I think it's two different kinds. I think it's from things that have happened, in my past. Ugh, dead raccoon. No, dead raccoon didn't happen I mean, it did. I drive a lot, but I haven't killed any of them. 2 birds flying, but never a raccoon. I just saw one on the road just now. That was not just me randomly spitting out dead raccoon, cheese sandwich, mailbox. No, I just saw a dead raccoon. Whoa. This parkway is some shit. Wow. It's gorgeous. I wish you could see it, but my phone's not tall enough to see over the dashboard of this car. So, and I figured, since you can't see pretty landscape, you can see my pretty face. But yeah, so PTSD, the kind from like traumatic shit that like destroys your precious, fragile little psyche as a child. I'm out of windshield wiper fluid? Oh, no, I'm not. And then the kind that just comes from living day to day in a world that is literally set up to destroy neurodivergent people of all stripes, whether they be bipolar, which I am, on the autism spectrum, which I am, and God knows what else. So, anyway. So I guess really the only diagnosis that actually didn't quite fit in terms of me was probably the borderline personality thing, although I really do kind of think the jury's still out on that one. But even if it did, I mean, the spectrum thing, it's kind of an umbrella of, comorbidities, and I got a lot of them. So, I mean, me having BPD or not, either way, I mean, whatevs. Wow, this parkway is kind of awesome. I have to do this again in summer when, it's not full of dead everything, including raccoons. Like, holy shit, that raccoon was messed the fuck up. That death was not fun. Hopefully it was quick, though. So yeah, that's kind of what's been happening the past several months, is the whole spectrum thing. And I've been talking to a couple of people. Hey, couple of people that I've been talking to. And yeah, so it's just, and I've been like doing research at last. I've spent years putting that off because part of me was scared to, and I was just cool with being able to get my friends who are on the spectrum, but I always wondered why they made more sense to me than everybody else. And I would have this thing where I would meet people that are on the spectrum, and I would know that before they told me, and then they'd say it, and I'd be like, oh, well, that's brave of you for telling me. And it's like, bitch, I already knew that. But not in like a mean way, just like, of course you are. We get along and you make sense. Of course you're on the spectrum. But you can only have that reaction so many times before you start going, but wait, why is that a true fact? So that's some things. What else? Autism. Oh, and it's been great because as I'm discovering this, it's like right around the time I signed up for this coding class, which I tanked on and couldn't even go back because literally after the first class, I did not understand anything just about. Like, I did the thing that I used to do in math class, which is you tell me some steps, I do those fucking steps, and the answer comes out right or it doesn't. And if it comes out wrong, then I just have to do all the steps again. And if it comes out wrong again, then I just have to do all the steps again. And if it comes out wrong again, I just have to do all the steps again, because I literally don't know where it's going wrong. I just know that if I do these steps, I get this answer. And if I accidentally misplace like a decimal point or an X or something, then I'm kind of fucked, and I just have to keep doing it again until my brain kicks in and does all the little bits and pieces right. And that's how it went with this class. And the thing is, I didn't really expect that, because even though I know that's how I roll with learning, I only roll that badly when it's math. And I've literally not had a math class in so fucking long. So yeah, I was very surprised. And about fourth class, maybe fifth, I noped the fuck out, because my teacher and the class, they're very nice. Rolf Jansen Kill. Whoa. Wow. I am just driving through, I don't even know what the fuck county I'm in. I was in Columbia because I went across the Rip Van Winkle. I might not be anymore. So yeah, the teachers were really cool, and I didn't want to say, oh, I can't go back to this class because of your teaching style, because it's not necessarily their style, or, it's not just, it's my learning style as well. When I can learn something, when the style is compatible with the way I learn very, very, very quickly. When it's not, I don't learn at all. There's no in between where I learn a thing, but I'm not that great at it. I'm just mediocre. That's kind of why I don't like mediocrity, because I've never really been, at least in my point of view, mediocre. I am either a god at something or I'm shit on the bottom of God's shoe. There's no in between. I'm not mediocre at, by my standards, at anything I do. And when I am, I try to get better and try to get better and try to get better. But if I can't get better after a certain point, I'm like, well, fuck that shit. And I throw it over and I find something else. And that's not what I did with this class. It's just that I knew that was what was coming. And I frankly have a lot of other things to do with my time. So I noped out of this class, and I didn't want to because I got a scholarship, but it's like, I got a tutoring session from the teacher to help me, and we got through the stuff that was covered in the first half of the first class, and it took over 2 hours. And this is like baseline shit. Like, if you don't understand this shit, you need to go home and just take a nap and find something else to do when you wake up. So yeah, so that took 2 hours to cover the first half of the first class. And he seemed like he wanted to cry at the end. And I'm like, dude, thank you. And that was when I realized that, and he gave me this tutoring session, I think, in the 4th week of class, which meant about the 7th or 8th class. So, because we had him twice a week. And so, I'm like, holy shit. So, if I want to catch up to where the class is, Mission Impossible, I'm going to need about 10 hours worth of tutoring a week, because I clearly cannot do this on my own. And I had tried other sites, other resources. One weekend I spent like 15 hours trying to catch up, and I could not. I thought I had, but then in the tutoring session with my teacher, it turned out I had not caught up, and I had learned a lot of really bad habits because I was trying to teach myself from learning websites that also didn't match my learning whatevs. So I had to nope out of that. Plus I had a bunch of other things to do. The radio show, I'm on police safety task force for my community. Probably the less said about that shit is better, but visions of Elijah McClain firmly in my head. Listen, you guys know me at this point, and if you don't, I don't even know why you're still watching this shit. But I'm all about defund, dismantle, abolish, salt the fucking earth. Thing is, though, that's not going to happen tomorrow. And between now and when that happens, every community could possibly have an Elijah McClain. And that's why I was on that task force. Nobody was even thinking about neurodivergent people and their interactions with the police force in my town. And I'm like, you're thinking about addicts, great. You're thinking about people with mental health issues, also great. But what about neurodivergent people? Do any of you know what stimming is? do you know that if you put hands on someone who's neurodivergent, especially if they're autistic, I mean, anyone you put hands on and you didn't get permission, it's going to be bad. The thing is, what looks like non-compliance to you and aggressive behavior might just be them stimming and rocking or, flailing or making sounds, echolalia, and cops aren't the sharpest light bulbs in the shed. So if they think that this person's being non-compliant and aggressive, that person is dead. That's what happened with Elijah McClain. And they didn't even think he was being non-compliant and aggressive. They just didn't care that he was a person who deserved to not be murdered like that. They did not care. They didn't think they were going to murder him. I don't think they planned to kill him. But after the fact, they were laughing that they had. So that was my thought in joining this fucking shit show that is really just a sham and a travesty to make it look like people are doing something when they are not. And by people, I don't mean the fuckers on the committee. We're trying. I think that this is, as part of the state government, I think this is just a fucking clown car. It's just ridiculousness after ridiculousness and no help and no real guidance or instruction. And it's letting us spin our wheels, the people who care and who are on this committee. And so that if it goes well, then whoever's in charge, like the powers that be, get to say, hey, look, we involved the community and look, everything came up roses. But they have their own plans, and I'm sure some of the shit will coincide, most of it will not. But if it fails, this task force gets to be a fall guy. Oh, well, everybody in the community wanted community involvement, but I guess now they don't want community involvement? Oh, well, that's sad. We learned, we tried, we failed. We'll never do this again. So either way, for the powers that be, whoever those powers are, I'm not going to go naming motherfuckers because, that's how you wind up buried under a landfill in, like, Jersey or Staten Island or one of those other places nobody wants to fucking go. Why is this motherfucker driving up the middle of the road? Like, there's a reason there's two yellow lines. You stay on one side. You don't drive directly up them. Oh, my God, this side of the river. Swear to God. Anyway, so yeah, I joined that task force, and it was a dumb fuck move, but my thinking was, again, yes, defund, dismantle, abolish, salt the earth, never have it again, never have it again. There do not need to be police officers as we know them. They started as fucking slave catchers, and now people are surprised when they're killing black people because they can and because it's fun and because we're not human. Like, so, but before we get to that day, and we will get to that day, but they will kill as many of us as they can before that day comes. And my goal was to lessen that number, because there will be a number, but maybe it doesn't have to be as high as I fear it will be, and as high as it probably will be. So, yeah, everything's kind of tied into autism the past few months. There's nothing like, shit that hits you right where you live. Even when you don't know you live there. Like, when I first heard about Elijah McClain, I don't know what I thought exactly in terms of myself. I knew I hadn't been diagnosed, and frankly, I'm not one of those people that likes doing self-diagnostics. Like, again, I believe that if you take, those stupid online tests, at least the ones that aren't utter bullshit, again, if all your sorting hat tests come up Slytherin, all mine come up Ravenclaw, except a couple that came up Slitherclaw, hey, maybe that's your personality type or whatever she based that shit on. Transphobic bitch. But yeah. Any tests I take for stuff, I always take them with a grain of salt. The thing is, everything is a matter of frequency and intensity. And if you're noticing some frequency and a lot of intensity, then maybe you got something to look into, If you tell people, oh, I don't have a favorite color, but, your job doesn't require that you wear a uniform, yet you're wearing midnight blue all the time. You could wear whatever the fuck you want so long as you actually have on clothing, but you're always wearing midnight blue, maybe you fucking have a favorite color. So if there are chances to deviate from a specific thing, and you do not, you have a preference. If there are chances to unconsciously deviate from a certain pattern, but you don't, there's a reason you're not deviating. The thing that you're doing, the pattern that you have, is a pattern that either suits you or that has become a habit, and it's a direction marker. So I've had a lot of those over the years. I just didn't know that that's what they were. It's more than just alexithymia and aphantasia. I didn't even know aphantasia was a thing till several weeks ago. But, you know, I did know that I didn't have much of a mind's eye. I can imagine a lot of things, but when I do imagine them, it's usually dialogue or I see words in my head. I don't see pictures because I don't need to. You know, when I know what a thing looks like, why am I going to picture the thing when I don't need to picture the thing? Someone says horse, I know what the fuck they're talking about. I know it's not a dog, even though, generally speaking, the description's the same. You know, mammal, hair, 4 legs, you can ride it. I don't know where the fuck I am. I'm not on this Taconic anymore. I've made a couple of turns since then. This is fucking farm country. No, it's too rocky and too hilly to be farm country, and I should slow the fuck down. Because, you know, not even because of the pigs, but because if I go off-road here, I ain't getting back on from the look of it. I think this is actually a fucking farm. Am I on someone's land? Fuck me, I hope not, because again, I don't really need to have 6 warning shots in my face. Anyway. Oh, thank you, green sign. Green signs tell me where I am. I should probably find my way back to something that makes sense. Millerton. Pine Plains, Dutchess County, 60. I am heading south. Huh. Well, I live on the west side of the river, so I guess I'm making a right turn. Wow, at a graveyard, no less. Yeah. Ooh, northwest now. Ooh, fancy, fancy. So yeah, it's been a hell of a few months. But whoa, this is like a roller coaster hill. Fuck me. I hope I do not have to retrace my steps, because I doubt I would get back up this shit. Wow. Oh, not without a sleigh that flies. So that's what's been happening past few months. Well, really, since the Elijah McClain news blew up. And it hit me so hard because several years back, I had a friend named Elijah who would be actually older than Elijah McClain was, but this kid looked exactly like him. Like, exactly like him. And, yeah, so I when I first saw his face, when I first saw his face, I thought it was my friend. I'm like, how do you get to Colorado? But it looked so much like him, I had no doubt that that's what had happened. Oh, wow, I'm back on 199. Okay, so, and I'm taking it northwest, so I'm going to wind up at the, I guess, the Rhinecliff-Kingston Bridge, since I'm on the Rhinecliff side, yo. Oh, and horsies. I'm pretty sure there's a horse farm, horse stable, horse. There's a place with horses, at least one of them on this road. I'm probably gonna pass Bard College too. Pretty grounds. Although the driving there is absolute shit. Like Bard College, the Omega Institute, fucking hills, fucking rocks, fucking roads that aren't paved right, or maybe just haven't been paved in like 6 decades, so that's why they're all jank and messed up. Oh wait, I think I recognize this place. I think I nearly flipped my car on this road, only I was going in the opposite direction. Oh, memories. Oh, look at this shit. Oh wow, a cabin. Yeah, let me slow it on down. Wow. Hey, Christmas trees. Wow. You know what? This is not where I flipped my car, but it's got that same kind of weird, curvy, hilly bullshit. I like curves. I like hills. I don't like them together. Get the program. Columbia County? No, I'm probably in Dutchess right now. probably. So that's been the past few months. Not, Dutchess and Columbia County, although kinda, because driving. What is this? Putnam Corners? Pulvers Corners. I was about to say, I'm not in Putnam County. Like, I'm like 100 miles, possibly, from Putnam? Possibly. I'm not exactly sure where I am, other than not near Putnam County. I'm in fucking... Alright, I'm in Dutchess. It's Taconic Equestrian Carousel Drive. My God, this shit is so capitalistically quaint. Is capitalistically a word? It is now, because I just said it, and I say words. So, yeah, that's kind of a not quick at all catch-up. Bean River. Wow. Huh. Well, I'm still headed west, which means eventually I'm getting back to the Hudson River, and the closer I get to the Hudson River, the better I can tell where the hell I am, other than on Route 99. But Route 99 leads directly to the Rhinecliff-Kingston Bridge, so if I stay on this road and keep going west on it, I'll be sound as a pound. Prospect Hill. Oh, there was a sign with a dude on a horse. I'm coming into horse country. Hee-haw! Of course, it's winter, so the horses are going to be in their horse cabinet that's warm and that is not a snowbank. I've been living up in this crazy, like, fucking farm country and suburbia and tiny ass town shit. I still don't know what they call those things, like paddock. Yeah, I think paddock, that's where horses like chill. I don't know. I've lived up here long enough that I probably should. Wow, yeah, this is horse country. I've seen fences like these before. Usually there's horses behind them. Usually, though, when I'm driving through that country, it's not winter and there's not 20 feet of snow on the fucking ground. Wow! Barn! Red Barn! I'm sorry, I just get excited about this shit. There was a time I only read about it in books, and frankly, except for the past 2 years, I've had a very, very powerful driving phobia, so I would never go this far out into the country. Look at that! Silo! A tractor! I can't make this shit up. I swear I'm not making it up. Cool. And like wild Christmas trees, like it's not like a Christmas tree farm. I know what those look like, and they usually have signs, even though today is, well, especially because today is Christmas Eve. But yeah, these are just like wild Christmas trees. There's one, that fucker looks gnarly. It looks like if it fell, it would take out half the county. Good on you. Someone didn't cut you down. I hope I'm still on 199. There was kind of a turnoff, and I was like, what? But then I didn't take it. But we'll see soon enough, one hopes. Oh, look at that sign, and I can't tell what it says. Oh, I'm still on 199. Okay, excellent. So, I'm trying to think of anything else that may have happened. I don't know. Just because of the spectrum stuff, now that I've got like an overview, kind of a unified field theory of me, as I've said, that kind of encompasses all my shit, like the good, the bad, the frankly fucking weird. I'm having to like reevaluate so many things. Like, the one thing that still feels rock solid and like I don't necessarily need to dig into the soil of it is the gender stuff. I still identify as agender. Now I'm not entirely sure that I'm asexual anymore or even aromantic. I've wondered if maybe I was demisexual or something. I don't know. I just know I don't look at like attractive people and go, I would like to jump on that and ride it all the way to the next town. It's just, kind of like, there's someone whose face would probably be really interesting to draw, at least for a few minutes, because, pretty people, I mean, hey, look, it's a pretty face. I like interesting faces. Interesting faces are interesting to draw. But, yeah, so I don't, I don't get the tingles for looking at people, especially if I don't know them. I mean, hey, it's pretty, but so's Nightshade. But, so you never know. But, so I'm reevaluating so many things lately, And it's weird. It's like, I don't know. Since this, tentative self-diagnosis, Hammertown. Seriously? That sounds like going to Pound Town. Oh, God, I'm awful. But this place actually exists. I passed the sign for Hammertown. Stop. Hammertown. Oh, my God. Just totally dating myself. Which I should, since no one else will. Boom. But, it's like I've been able to give myself permission to be all the things that I repress. It's great to, within reason, because I'm not trying to wind up in the local psych ward. Now I'm on 82, and I don't know how the fuck I got on 82, because I legit did not make any turns. And this is not one of those things where, the two roads have they have a county sign and a town sign. No. Am I actually in Hammertown, and do I need to turn around? Stardustville? Stanfordville! Oh, I've never heard of that. Ditches. Oh, okay. Oh, apparently I am on a junction-y sort of road, and 199 is up ahead. 199 West. Excellent. Pizza in a town called Stanfordville? Yeah. Only if the people moved up here from Brooklyn. And maybe not even then, because if you're from Brooklyn and you move to Stanfordville, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, you make shit pizza. That's just my opinion. Pine Plains Auto Body. Pine Plains. Where do I know the name Pine Plains from? I've been seeing it on signs lately. And I'm like, have I been there? The answer is no. But why do I know the name? I think something awful happened here. Whenever I recognize a small town name that means otherwise nothing to me, and I'm like, where do I know that name? It's probably because someone got lynched or some other shit went down. Let me just drive at a reasonable speed so I don't get pulled over here, never to be seen again. God, it is straight up Dutch in this bitch. Everything here is Dutch. Jesus Christ. But I've been able to give myself permission. Even my rambling and wandering off topic and eventually wandering back. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a spectrum thing, or maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't completed my research. And you can never really complete research. You just gather more information. And as there's more available, you keep gathering. But yeah, recognizing the sound thing I do, when I get stressed out, I will make any number of sounds. Sometimes they're words or phrases that I like, quotes, things from movies. Other times it's just straight up fucking swearing, when I'm stressed. Thing is though, I really like to swear, and it's not necessarily something I do naturally, but I enjoy doing it. So if I'm stressed, I'll swear. If I'm happy, I'm gonna swear. If I'm sad, I'm probably not talking. If I'm angry, I'm a motherfucking swear. But, yeah. All the things that I do that are basically stimming, straight up echolalia, that I've been doing since I was little, just these behaviors, these repetitive behaviors that I used to think made me insane. And I'm sure that the form they've taken makes me insane, but the fact that they are a thing that I do, everybody stims. But it's, again, a matter of frequency and intensity. So, and I tend to stim a lot. And the thing is, this is me stimming on, light, with most of my stim repressed. I'm not stimming right now, I don't think. But when I do stim, it was so much worse when I was younger. I look back over some of the behavior that used to freak people around me out, and it's oh yeah. And I learned to put it away. So I think part of the PTSD, one phase of it, or whatever, that I suffer comes from the fact that when I have been stressed for the overwhelming majority of my life, the things that would help calm that and regulate me, help me regulate my emotions, I couldn't do because it freaked people out, including people that I loved and, people that were responsible for my grades or, responsible for other things. So I've had to repress so much. So I think that some of the PTSD is literally just rolling through life stressed as fuck and having no outlet that was actually helpful. I wish it would either rain more or rain less so that the wipers wouldn't do that shit. Like, speaking of, things, spectrum-y things, I am extremely sensitive to sounds. I mean, I am either hypersensitive to them or hypo. There's no in-between for that shit. I'm either digging all the sounds or everything needs to shut the fuck up before I go crazy and just start kicking and stomping until there's silence. And I don't mean just flailing and kicking and stomping. I mean destroying the things making the noise so that I can think. That's what I mean. So, oh wow. Whoa. This country must be seriously gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous now, but when it's not winter, it must be. Wow. So yeah, sounds. Me and sound. Noises that I make, that other people make. I'm all about the noise. I'm not a very visual person. Like, my description of things is, okay, you know what a chair looks like? This looks like a chair. It's chair shaped, it's chair colored, and you can sit in it. It's a chair, with varying levels of sarcasm. Sometimes I'm completely sincere. Other times I'm like, fuck you, it's a chair. But yeah, I'm not a visual person. I'm very much, as you have guessed, a talker. I'm all about sounds. I say as the windshield blades, the wiper blades scrape across the fucking glass, about to drive me up the fucking wall. And I should put on headlights, because I don't want to get pulled over in this county and have a $9 million ticket and 6 bullets in my face. But especially that ticket, though, because I already have a speeding ticket that I have not paid. And I have to pay by the end of the year, and it's like, I'd be interested to see where that money's going to come from. Holy shit, there's a Milan in New York, the town of Milan. Although, this is upstate New York, so it's probably pronounced Milan. That's where I live now. Oh, wow. So, if the storm's coming kind of, aggressively here, then shit, other side of the river must be. Wow. I should probably just keep heading south till I get to Poughkeepsie and come over the Mid-Hudson. Because, I hate the Kingston-Rhinecliff Bridge, even when the weather's great, because the guardrails are super low. But, yeah, fuck me. Why is there a turn like this on a hill? Who made this shit? Fuck. Are they straight up trying to get people killed? I think they are. Mission almost accomplished. And I picked a bomb-ass time to drive through this country because the roads are starting to get slippery because of the rain. Oh. I have very, very, very intense executive dysfunction a lot of the time. I do not make good decisions when under pressure, and I generally don't make them good decisions at all. So, yeah, this was not the best idea, but I really needed to drive. When the fuck is this going to take me back to my damn bridge? Some bridge, any bridge at this point. So I can get the hell off this side of the river. I do not know this side, excuse me, as well as I know my own. Give myself permission. My executive dysfunction sucks, and that's okay. But I shouldn't compound it with driving like a complete fucking lunatic. Or at least, drive like less than one, baby steps. Baby steps. So yeah, I guess that's it for this recording. It's probably been like 5 hours since I started. See how much I can talk? It's not that I like the sound of my voice, it's just that I have things to say, and it seems like I should say them. Because, eat, drink for tomorrow, whatever. But, do it now, because who the fuck knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So I made this thing, and if I actually post it, then that's a thing that I did too. Yeah, I'm probably going to hit up my GPS function, and because I want to go home. I have to tinkle, and I don't want to do it in the woods, and I'm damn sure not going to a gas station. Restroom. Oh, sorry. It's hilarious, that idea, because I never would. I would sooner poop in the woods. If there were 16 gas stations in a mile, I would sooner poop in the woods than use their bathrooms. But, so yeah. I guess if you're still watching this, which I doubt, hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just leave them in comments, And I'm hoping I don't get flamed or whatever slang the kids are using to describe assholes who just get on the shit to, make fun of people. Although I really don't care. If I was really that upset about possibly being made fun of, I wouldn't post this at all. So, we'll see. We'll see if this makes it online. Oh, wait. All right. Taconic State Parkway. I know where the fuck I am. Oh, Jesus. Wow, I came really far. I must have been recording for straight up 2 hours. I know where the fuck I am. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, this is the end of this video. Thanks for watching and listening and nodding along. Bye-bye.